So I said I was going to do a garden tour. Came out here to do it and it started to rain again. So before it starts pouring down, let's just start the garden tour. This is where I have not completed this project of putting black mulch around all the way down and through because that costs a lot and that's not how my life is set up. This is where things are getting flooded out that I did not know. So this has to be dumped, drained. Okay. And no, I didn't take the stickers off before I started using it. I just got right to work using it. I know somebody looking at it. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Oh, that's not enough. So after I get finished this, I'll tell y'all a bit about what I'm trying to accomplish, my goals for our homestead. Okay, that's better. All right, so ultimately I would love mulch just like that on that path coming all the way through, going down to here and then stop. The rocks helped stop erosion from the rain and losing earth in these spots. So ultimately I would love for all of this to be filled like this. But we're doing it a little at a time, paycheck by paycheck. So back to this. So I did mulch for the walking path because it was just like this. I mowed this down, so really it was just like that over there. Spots that I kept natural. That's what all of this once looked like. If you go back through my videos, you'll be able to see how wild it began. But, you know, I am a practicing permaculture artist, and that is what I do. See this fern? I cut around it just to accentuate it. I want to actually add more black mulch here. But again, paycheck by paycheck. I would like to do things with this area back here, over here. I let my sons have this area. If they ever decide that they want to do something with it, going back there. Let's see. We're walking up. I created this path for the greenhouse and things in this area. Every tree or anything I cut down, I am trying to replace it with something a part of this ecosystem already by moving it, bringing it here and replanting or bringing another native species onto the property. So I go to local groceries, local nurseries. Let's go check out the pawpaw. Here's one. This is one pawpaw. Oh, it's a little sticky. There's one pawpaw tree. And this is the other pawpaw. They were like little whips when I got them and had them in a pot. Just look like little sticks. Somebody put sticks into a bag and told me to plant them. Sticks with roots, because they were like kind of connected with the roots. That's why I knew I needed to plant them close enough to each other to where when they got larger, they would be able to still pollinate one another and communicate. You know? Yeah, you see it? Wild muscadine are all along the bottoms and grounds of this property. I cleared some out. Some runners came out, which are great, so I'm going to groom those to come up. But I did buy some Carlos muscadine, and that's on the other side. We'll take a look at that. This part of the property here, I have not assigned anything to, so I kept it pretty wild. Over there, though, that's where the other paper shell pecan tree is. We'll walk around that way so you can see them. So we just saw the pawpaws. And let's go see the paper shell pecans. Oh, this is the other side of the greenhouse. Looking from this angle. We don't usually do that. I have the heat lamps on. Plugged into a little portable generator with the fan on. Inside we have, let's see, we have some red beans and we have some strawberries. I have a maple tree down there. I have some cabbage down there, some kale, some nettle. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have in the greenhouse here. I planted something inside that planter in there, but oh my goodness, it was a whitefly nymph invasion. I sprayed nettle and everything, sprayed it through, had to flip through it. I had to dig. They had chambers, and I'm knowing this because how warm and moist it stayed inside of there. So ultimately I will be using a larger fan to keep the air moving inside of the greenhouse. But right now that small one is doing it. And I just sprayed neem oil and things through that planter that's inside of there. You can see it through the, so it's that one. This is the in-ground planter I created with the sticks, the branches from the different tree limbs, and then I did the stones around it so it can kind of have that in-ground feature. Just in front of the greenhouse. Nothing big. The sun lamps are helping dry things out as well with the fan. Oh, okay. Yes, it is definitely raining. It's a lot harder to tell because this is what the top looks like where I'm standing. So it blocks us from a lot of rain. Yeah. All right. Let's go look at the not pawpaw. We saw them. Let's go look at the paper shell pecan trees. I did not finish this path. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm probably most likely going to finish a path, but I don't want to really take away from the naturalness that I'm keeping. I'm going to remove infected or diseased trees and bushes, but we're trying to keep things together. There's a D and a K for me and my wife, and I was going to stick it into one of the trees, and I was like, I'll put it down. Somehow it got flipped around. I don't know how, but yeah. Yeah, again, I don't know what we're going to do with that part. But here is one of the paper shell pecan trees. Can you see that? Yeah. So this is the paper shell pecan tree. they actually grow to over 100 feet, and it has to actually be pollinated from a different type of paper shell pecan tree, and that is this one. There's type 1 and 2. Don't ask me which one is 1 and 2. I think I remember that one was 2 and this one was 1, but who remembers? Not I. I know they're both paper shell pecan trees. These are bows that I tied around the trees in different spots when I first started clearing out areas to use this side of the property. Little by little, I did it by myself, clearing paths, and I was quoted like $20,000, and that's not the life I live. I don't want to act like I can afford to do that in no landscaping, because what? No, I can't. I can't. So it's raining a bit more here, and I can feel it because we have a little bit more sun this side. But again, I didn't do anything with this part. Have nothing planned with this part either. Okay. Yeah. More wild muscadine. Know your leaves. And we went over these as mocker nuts. Alright, so we're gonna walk through, but you're gonna be careful. Alright, so down here is still my property, so we're gonna walk down on the street portion because it was raining and I don't want to slip in the mud. I can take my shoes off when I get back. To not really mark up my floor, but yeah. And all that is ours to here. Have no clue what to do with the back portion here. I was thinking about that on the other side, but right now the goal is just to keep it neat, clean it up. So I've been doing that. Been doing my part, been doing my portions. More affected leaves that I need to pull down from insects. You can see by that color change, they need to be cut. So I've been struggling with encouraging myself to get up and do things lately. And I don't usually find that to be the case. I do have to encourage myself daily, but I never really had to make myself want to go outside and get some sunshine or just sit on the porch or sip some tea or whatever. It's been a lot harder, but I'm noticing it's when it's raining like this, when the sun isn't out, and it's been raining the last few days. So, yeah. I'm gonna get back over here to this, let's see. Trying to get you back over to the rest of the food forest, people. Well, these are the wild muscadine that I was telling you all about, how I'm allowing to come up. See, it's like a whole wall of them here. Yeah. So, yeah. Cute. This is my wild patch. Cute. And fringe, remember. They need more food already. Right. My peach tree have looked better. Something completely bore into this one. So that's not going to be any good. I'm taking that off. Look at that. Look at that. So I can't tell you how many I've lost so far due to that. But because it's still within this first several years, I'm not too concerned about it. I will get more peaches. Mulberries. This is the mulberry bush. Blueberry bush. Pear tree. Raspberry bush. It will be a bush. Blackberry. This is that whole half that the deer ate.